You might think you're on track with your wealth goals, but what if the app you're using is quietly costing you thousands in missed insights? I tested Simplifi, Empower, and Monarch Money to find the best net worth tracking app that actually helps you build wealth, not just track it. By the end of this video, I'll let you know which one I stuck with and the unexpected feature that changed how I managed my money each week. But before I started using any of these net worth tracking apps, I spent hours digging through other users' reviews. Because, let's be honest, fancy dashboards mean nothing if people are hitting walls with bugs, poor support, or confusing setups. I always start with the worst reviews first. If there's a red flag buried in the feedback, that's usually where it shows up. Let's start with Simplifi. One user said that the product wasn't simple to use. That hit me because, well, the name is literally Simplifi. But here's the thing. Not simple is subjective. After personally setting up my own dashboard, I can say it took a bit of exploring to fully grasp how categories and watch lists interacted, but once that clicked, it was simple. Plus, that complaint was rare. Most users actually praised the setup experience and the smooth syncing process. Another reviewer said Simplifi helped him start controlling his finances without the overwhelming anxiety he'd experienced in the past. Another user said he liked how everything is finally in one place, and how the spending plan auto-calculates his daily and monthly leftover funds after bills. That's a strong endorsement from actual users who stuck with it. Now onto Empower. This one had a weird weekend bug. A user reported that the mobile app started crashing every time he tried to edit a transaction. That's frustrating, for sure. He tried to switch to the browser, but the site forced him to use the app unless he was on a desktop. But here's why I didn't write it off immediately. First, bugs happen, especially with mobile updates. What stood out was that the desktop version worked flawlessly, and in my own testing, both mobile and desktop worked as expected. Plus, this type of bug usually gets fixed at minimum within a few days. What convinced me even more were the many positive reviews. One user said he not only loved the app, but convinced his friends and family to use it. Why? Because it made his entire financial picture, spending, investing, everything, so much clearer, which helped him save and invest way more just from seeing the change in their graphs. This is like behavior-changing feedback. And finally, I looked at Monarch Money. One reviewer was frustrated right out of the gate. He downloaded the app, but immediately hit a login screen, then a paywall, then a pop-up demanding he connect credit cards. He said he just wanted to explore the interface before committing. And look, I get that. But Monarch's reply caught my attention too. They responded directly, said they do offer a free trial, and explained how users can explore features before paying. It sounds like a case of someone skipping the trial instructions. And on the flip side, I found a longtime Mint user who said switching to Monarch was the best decision he made after trying several free alternatives. He highlighted that the filtering and visualization tools helped him to do deeper financial reviews, especially on desktop. But what really separates these net worth tracking softwares is because tracking your net worth is just the start. I'm going to walk you through the features that stood out when I actually started using them day to day and what really separates them. I'll start with Simplifi. This one's built for people who want a no-frills way to stay on top of their budget, and it nails that. One of my favorite features is the credit score tracker. Inside the app, you get access to your credit score and smart tips to boost it. I found this helpful because I wasn't checking my score consistently, and seeing it tied to my budget actually made it feel more relevant. Plus, I didn't need another net worth tracking app just for credit monitoring. Another feature I didn't expect to love was the Zillow integration. If you own property, this is gold. Simplifi pulls in real-time value estimates from Zillow, so you get an up-to-date look at your net worth that includes your home. For me, it was motivating to see that number shift with that market, and it helped me weigh the true value of all of my assets over time. Then there's the bills and income section. This is where Simplifi really helps with planning ahead. Instead of just showing your past transactions, it gives you a snapshot of what's coming up, like bills, recurring income, even your cash flow forecast. For me, this was key to staying ahead instead of reacting last minute. The watch lists are also worth mentioning. I set up a watch list to track how much I was spending on eating out, and it can be quite a bit. The app gave me interactive graphs to keep me in check. I caught myself going over budget in week 2 and accidentally made it a little bit too much than it should have been. I corrected course mid-month. Don't worry about it. That wouldn't have happened with a typical budgeting app. All right, now let's look at Empower. What Empower app for tracking network does better than anyone else, in my opinion, is showing the big picture. Their budgeting widget is clean and useful. You won't be setting super detailed category goals, but you will get a solid, at-a-glance view of your expenses. And Empower helped me see where to cut back fast. It's not about obsessing over every coffee purchase. It's about catching the stuff that actually moves the needle. Empower also crushes it when it comes to credit account tracking. Inside the Net Worth tab, you can view every credit card across your accounts in one place. You see your balance, changes day to day, and the totals for all of your linked accounts. For someone managing multiple cards, this was a huge time saver. I didn't have to jump between apps or statements. Everything was just right there. Then there's the cash flow graph. This was a game changer for me too. Empower shows you your total income and expenses over time, stripped of transfers and noise. It helped me realize that while my income was stable, my expenses were slowly creeping up. That graph alone forced me to rethink my spending for like the next quarter. Okay, now let's look into Monarch Money. What makes Monarch stand out is its flexibility, and their group budgeting feature is their secret weapon. You can roll up individual category budgets into a broader group budget. For example, I grouped all of my entertainment categories together and I tracked them under a single umbrella. So that lets me stay flexible if, like, I overspend on movies but underspend on events. It still balances out. It made monthly planning way less stressful. They also offer in-app finance advice written by certified financial planners, and I'm not talking vague tips. You get tailored advice for dozens of common financial goals like saving, investing, paying off debt, even general financial wellness. It comes in categories like spend, protect, invest, and for each there's an action plan. When I wanted to increase my emergency fund, Monarch walked me through a plan I could actually follow. But no net worth tracking app is perfect, and each of these has something that might make you pause. With Simplifi, the layout can feel a little busy at first. I had to click around a few times before I really understood how everything connected. But once I got used to it, I appreciated how powerful it was. Just don't expect a 5-minute learning curve. Empower's mobile app can be buggy after updates, but the desktop version is reliable and fixes roll out quickly. As for Monarch, it doesn't let you explore much before signing up, but like most premium tools, the quality justifies the leap once you're in. And when it comes to pricing, the good news is that none of these apps are crazy expensive, but depending on your budget or how deep you want to go, one might suit you better than your others. Your needs might be here and not there, right? Check the link in the description of this video to see their current pricing and any active promos they have. We'll try to keep that updated so you don't miss out. Each of these apps brings something different to the table, so it really depends on how deep you want to go. But for me, the one feature I didn't know I needed was Simplifi's Zillow integration. Seeing my home value update in real time gave me a whole new way to track my net worth, and it kept me more engaged in the process. If you want a tool that doesn't just show your numbers but helps you act on them, this might be your next smart move. Check the links in the description of this video to explore each platform and take advantage of any current discounts available.